Kia ora, ngā mihi. Just want to do a catch-up video today. I'm just trying to get the right angle here of where we're at and our update on our off-the-grid living project. The last post that I put up was a series of photographs that came from, let's get this right, this property, where we initially started about a year ago or more, and then we moved over directly across the street to this property. And what we're doing now is we're just going to showcase where we're at, midpoint or 1/3 of the way across the finish line of our targeted goal, and that is to be able to provide for ourselves our home, garden, mahinga kai, te whare o te whenua o Hokio Township. So where are we? What we did was that we made a choice to move on our whānau whenua. Not to say that that wasn't, but that was borrowed land up until an uncertain point. The cuz on the McDonald's side wanted to on-sell the block. We can't stay on a site that isn't ours, so we went for something more permanent, and this is the reason why we've gone to this property over here. When we first arrived here, this was all long grass. It was just diabolical. It was pretty much a blank site. There once was a house here, and unfortunately over the course of time, people, some unpredictable, can't look after whares, and it got burned down. It had been lying in an empty state for the best of 5 to 8, close to 10 years. I'm not too sure of the exact dates, but the site was left to overgrow. There was a hole where there used to be a house, a couple of utility lines, obsolete, still poke out of the ground, and we'll go through and have a look at those. So what have we done? Well, a big mihi to all those who have made a contribution. It's right from the Hokio Trust and all the trustees that sit on there, my cousins, my whanaunga, o Te MUAUPOKO, Hokio Township, Hokio Way, and there's another block to mention as well. So ngā mihi to them. Also I want to give a big mihi to Nathan Picky, because on this stage Nathan Picky's been able to provide for us something pretty amazing, pretty cool, and it's these pickets. Now Nathan, you will know those are not the pickets that you gave me. So what are we looking at here? Well, we're looking at pickets that Nathan gave, bro, and what I did was install them on my fence, painted, second hand. So Nathan, those pickets, they don't just come down to along that fence line where the stream is across the other side of the road there, but it continues on down my garden. So brother, this is your fence, or this is my fence now, but this was once your fence that you didn't no longer want. And the whole philosophy to what we do here is to try to recycle, reuse. So and Nathan understands this grasp, and thank you brother. Got a beautiful fence, bro. And the paint that came, that's on that fence, that came from another whānau who donated. So the grey whānau on Norfolk Street, thank you very much, I appreciate. Now we've grabbed all these river rock, get my finger right, all this rock came from our local stream, and what I wanted to do, when they, again, this, we've got to appreciate that this was all long grass and it came up to about 1 metre. So what I wanted to do was have a garden, and which I don't have to attend to all the time. I want a nice place, but I don't want to be married to it, digging in the gardens all the time. I just want something aesthetically pleasing. So what I did was go for something a bit more permanent, and here it is. So we grabbed a couple of big rocks that were laid abandoned, little bits and pieces here. Now this is really simple stuff. I'm talking about brick as well. And the brick down there, all this was reclaimed. It was going to get tossed and move steel was about to throw it all out or put into a landfill. Had mason all over it, and I just basically got my masonry tools and tidied them all up, and now I've got this nice beautiful, you know, garden, defined garden, rock garden. So, you know, I had to cut the grass, lay the fabric, pin it all down, and that was the best of 20-30 bucks. But everything else that you see here, bleh. So let's go along a little bit. That gate, those are recycled. I can't remember exactly where I got it from, but definitely recycled. Again, I'm loving my grass berm. It was all on grass, knocked it all over. Now, I haven't quite finished. I was hoping to finish the painting, a mural, but I've got too many other things on right now to be able to attend to everything, attend to one thing and be locked in it. When I run out of paint, I've got to bide my time. When more paint comes online, which it has now, I can carry on completing my mission. In my past life, I was an artist. I've also done architecture at college, and I've designed a couple of gardens in the past. So all this sort of stuff, and having been a solid waste manager, or having done recycling and basically run off the back of the truck and picking up and also carrying on into management, I've learned a couple of important values and philosophies. Now, what we have here, where my finger is again, once again, a recycled fence, painted with a liquor paint. It's not complete, so the line of it looks a little bit shady. There's a couple of bits and pieces that still need to be riveted. I got a rivet gun last week, so I can tie those together. And there is the start of my mural. I won't say exactly what the mural is, because I want it to be a feature for the street, our little 100-metre street. And we aim on this mural being another part of the re-beautification of Hokio. Now we're just coming on to the end of my fence line there, and we're just looking at a bit of corrugate where I started to do a little bit of, where's my finger, can't see, where I started to do a little bit of mural art to the end of my fence line. So you've got to use a bit of creativity when you've got no money. And the idea was to use $0 or plan with $0 and work our way forward from there. Granted that I started to store, hoard if you like, materials years ago. It's all starting to come to its fruition now. To do this sort of project, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, you've really got to be committed. You've got to stick at it, believe in yourself most of all, because if you don't believe in yourself, you won't get the support around you that you need to keep going, pushing forward. It can be hard yakka, but for me, these rewards are already starting to shine. I mean, this is, in my view, a fence I could be proud to stand by. It's a little bit wavy, and I use my laser eye. That's my laser tool, and she's close enough. You know, it's a reasonably good line. We're coming down now to the front of our property, and this is still work in progress. But as we come around, you start to look at some of the main part of our living arrangement. So I'll show you that very briefly. All this material here is recycled. I've gathered it, I've pulled it, I've hauled it right down to that trailer. That trailer came from Murupara, and the whenua Murupara kiri o tui, te meke, ngā mihi, atua atora. So we're going to complete our fence line along here. As you can see, there's a few pegs marked out. That's exactly where I want my fence, but legally it's not the right place to be putting my pegs. If I come over by ½ metre, I'll be in a ditch where there's some original post holes in the ground, and I may have to reinstate those. I mean, the point of doing this is to build within the law, within the guidelines, I guess, of best practice. The council can't come here and tell me what to do if this is iwi-owned land. They just can't. They can give us the best advice. I don't listen to that. I take on what I think is going to be useful information in order for me to be able to get to my end goal. So if this place is done, it's built and it's complete, it can be passed on whenua,